Hey everybody, welcome back to another season of Major League Baseball and FSi DFS YouTube channel. This will be our fifth year. I'm your host, Mega Ruler 31. Couple changes this year. McKinley, who used to do videos with me, is still an FSI guy. His kid's getting older, into more things, so he's going to step back and do some more administrative stuff and consulting for FSI, so he won't be doing videos. So I'll be handling the bulk of them, but uh, going back to 2020, Pete Cole used to be on our channel. Then he went on and has done many other things in the DFS media community, including like Fantasy Alarm and YFC, doing shows for them. But he's back with us, and he might do some shows with me also. So, gonna try to do at least 4 a week. We'll see how it goes. I do have NASCAR on the weekends, and I know you're huge fans of that on this channel, so I want to prioritize that over baseball. But I know there's not a lot of baseball coverage, so we'll do the best we can. But we always cover everything in FSi DFS in our Discord. So if you want to sign up for that for Major League Baseball, you can go to the description of the video and go to the link there and check out sometime this weekend, probably more towards Monday. I'll probably do some promotions just to once we've got a couple games under our belt. We'll do some promotions for some coupons and stuff like that. So that's what we got going on. And I've been grinding this since February 22nd when the first spring training game was going on there. So as you're looking at the board here is the spring training stats for the pitchers. And some of them might be quite surprising to you. So, how we do this is I'll do a little bit of a longer one today. In the future, it might just be a couple like I'll go over the core and then I'll go over some stacks, some weather issues, just like some key notes that you need to know. If I'm running short on time, if I got more time, then I'll try to bang out a full thing. So, Slate starts at 4:05. It starts on FanDuel at 3:05. Make sure you take the Yankees. They're in a great matchup in Yankee Stadium. A couple things to note this early in the season is pitchers aren't really stretched out, so it's kind of dangerous to sometimes pay up for very expensive pitchers because they're only going to go maybe 3, 4 innings. So we'll have to see. Like some people are going to use March and April as an extended spring training to get everybody fully stretched out to go full. So if it's a great matchup and a great K matchup, then yes, go for it. Pay up if you have the salary, if you're happy with your bats, but don't sacrifice bats for pitching. But the other thing too with bats is the temperature is cooler, so you want to look for warmer weather areas and areas where like you have some wind aiding things too, because the ball's a little bit more dead this time of year. So Yankee Stadium is decent, 51 degrees, wind blowing out 12 miles per hour. That should really help them. So if you're playing FanDuel, or if I think it's also Showdown Slate, then I like some Yankees definitely today. Okay, so starting with the slate here, Philadelphia and Washington. Weaver had a decent season, 3.8 ERA in spring training, 13 strikeouts. Not super high, but Washington had a lot of strikeouts in their lineup. So it's a great K matchup for him there. Because Gore wasn't horrible. He 4 games, 2.76 ERA, 18 strikeouts, which is not bad for him. I think you can go either way on this. I really like Philly as a stack here. I think that the wind's blowing out in National Stadium. It's not as like hopeful as it is in like Chicago or some other places, but I think it's definitely something that you really want to consider as a nice factor. And 61 degrees isn't too bad there. So Phillies love the bats. Some of them had a kind of a slower start to the season um, in spring training. So Turner, but I think he'll be fine. You've got two lefties against him. I wouldn't take Schwarber. He might drop down to like fourth, and like I think Turner might lead off. So I think Schwarber, Harper, it's up to you. Castellanos definitely. Real Muto definitely. Bomb is on the cover because he is like one of my favorite ones. I'm hoping Sosa gets the start over Stott because he's the righty here, and he had an amazing spring training. National side, Abrams is good, but the rest of them had a lot of strikeouts, so I'm probably not going to play a ton of Nationals here unless I'm mass multi-entering. Red Sox and Rangers, Crochet, amazing spring training. 5 starts, 15 innings. He gave up only 13 hits, which isn't bad. That's less than like That's less than most of the people on the board today here. Only one earned run and 30 strikeouts. His K per nine was 17.2. So he was looking very good. ERA 0.57. Amazing matchup. The Rangers were Corey Seager's banged up. They weren't exactly gangbusters in spring training, so I think this is probably where everybody's going to go at 9K here for your cash pitcher. Evaldi on the other side, the Red Sox did have a lot of strikeouts also. Devers is coming back from an injury, so he's only had a couple games there. Casas is still struggling a little bit. Story had an amazing which like Story is always on my list of like do not play again, but like after spring training, I might try to get some shares of him in some matchups coming up, especially against lefties. But he seemed to be hitting everybody and healthy, knock on wood. So I think it's like take out an office pool for with your Major League Baseball fans of how long before a Story ends up on the DL. I hope it's not like an Anthony Davis thing or something where you just know it's going to happen, but we'll see with that. And Campbell, a huge rookie, a lot of potential. Didn't have a great spring, but a lot of potential there. And then Raphael on the bottom of the lineup, if you're doing a wraparound stack, he had an amazing one with some power and speed. So don't forget about him. Texas, again, if contrarian stack, I would go with like probably Simeon, Langford, Garcia, Young, and then maybe Berger hits lefties pretty well. Um, Seager's probably gonna be the only lefty in the lineup. And again, he's usually good lefty on lefty, but just coming back from the injury, I'm kind of skeptical there. Pittsburgh at the Marlins. Actually, the Texas game's in Texas, so weather's not a factor. So Pittsburgh at Miami. It's in Miami. It's a pitcher's park, so both these pitchers should do well. Alcantara, 0 ERA in 5 games, but the Ks weren't really there. But Pittsburgh does have some Ks in this lineup, definitely to take advantage of. And Skeens on the other side is the highest price pitcher on the slate, and I'm fine going there. Also, an amazing spring. He did give up 5 earned runs early on, but really dialed it in. And again, in spring training, they could be working on new pitches or different things. So it could be rust. So you can't really read into these numbers. With like 5 earned runs, I'm okay with that. And the strikeouts are definitely there. So, and Miami definitely has strikeouts in this lineup. So I play the pitchers here. If you're playing contrarian, then do stacks on either side. Nobody I really want to call out. Besides Xavier Edwards is having a pretty amazing spring, and he's a switch hitter, so you can go there. And Jeff Conine's son makes the starting lineup potentially, and he's got some potential also. San Francisco and Cincinnati in the Great American Small Park, wind blowing almost out of the field at 8 miles per hour, 61 degrees. So I like both teams here. Webb, 177 in spring training. Strikeouts were decent. Today definitely has some strikeouts in the lineup. So I think he's definitely playable at 7.5, maybe a little bit sneaky. And the mid range, I think people will go high and people will go low. And 9K for Crochet. I think Webb might get overlooked. Let's see how stretched out he is. He actually went some of the deepest, almost about 4 innings a game. So Webb is definitely one to consider. Keep your eye on that. Hunter Green on the other side, 5 ERA, give us 13 earned runs in 22 innings. It's not horrible, but that's not good. And 12.54. So the strikeouts are there. The Giants are a patient team. The Giants do like pinch hit a lot. So if you think they're going to get to him early, I'm okay paying weight. If not, he's probably going to get like swapped with Slaughter and a Slaughter's outfielder. Probably bring somebody in for him. But Adamas, Coley's back. Did really well before the injury last year. Took him out for the season, but he looks back healthy in spring training. Chapman is there. Ramos, Bailey, switch hitter at catcher. It's like 3.4 is not a bad price for catcher. Usually punt, but if you're looking for somebody of decent value, he and Ohopi, I think, are great plays today. And Flores is going to be an everyday player, but he matches lefties more than righties, so I'd probably leave him on the shelf. And we'll have to see how the rest plays out. Encarnacion, I believe, was a guy that they picked up from Colorado who I thought had a lot of potential, but he got injured. He'll be out in like a month or so. Cincinnati side of it, again, a little contrarian. I really like Webb here. De La Cruz as a one-off, maybe super expensive though. I'd rather probably play Wet. and his matchup in Kansas City with warmer temperatures and the wind blowing out. Gavin Lux moves over here. We'll see if that like helps him in the Great American Small Park with this lineup. So Cincinnati's lineup always has potential. I don't mind taking them in. It's like in a $1 GPP as a stack, but other than that, I don't think I'm really going to touch much because I really think Webb's going to have a solid day today. Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. You have for sale here. A little shaky in spring training, giving up 6 earned runs, but that was like early on. He started to round into form. 19 innings isn't bad. Had an amazing year last year. Strikeouts seem to still be there. San Diego's kind of a patient team. They didn't have a ton of strikeouts in this lineup, so I I think he's a great GPP play here. Looks like he probably could go about 4 innings if they've got the lead. I just don't have a ton of like faith in the Atlanta offense, so I will have to see about if they can give him the run support to get the win. King on the other side here, 3.95 ERA is not bad. Only 2 home runs, 6 earned runs, and 13 strikeouts. So Atlanta has some K's in the lineup. They're kind of like in the middle here. Drake Baldwin, the catcher, is going to come in because of injury as a rookie. Had decent spring training there, and it's the usual suspects. But instead of having Acuna leading off, they got Profar from San Diego, so it's kind of a revenge game. Did he play someplace in between? I don't know, but he did play for San Diego for years. So and then on the San Diego side, I like this kind of as a contrarian stack against Areza hits both sides well, lefty and lefty, and he's pretty cheap leading off there and had like a very high on base percentage and can run a little bit too. Tatis, Merrill lefty and lefty, I don't know about. Machado, Xander, I'd probably stick the upper side of the lineup, and you have if you want to do kind of wraparound thing to save some money, get up for some high pitching. If Lockridge is a rookie, is not too bad. He's 2K. He should start nine, so you can do a wraparound, do like 9, 1, 2, 4, 5 for the San Diego stack. Guardians and Royals. Cole Reagans. Holy cow. What happened to you? 17 earned runs in 18 innings, almost a run per inning. Horrible spring training in 6 starts. They gave him an extra start to try to get things figured out. Now the strikeouts were kind of there. He had 22, and it's a 10 um, per game if you stretch it out to 9 innings. But something looked off with him there. Cleveland looked really good there. Quan lefty and lefty, I'm fine with. He's a good contact hitter, has speed. Jose Ramirez, Noel can mash lefty. Santana was a little bit cold, so I'd probably take depending on like how the lineups come out. If who's their first baseman that might be in the lineup? Manzardo. It'd be lefty and lefty, so I don't know if he played, but Manzardo had a really good spring, so I kind of like him, but I really like Cleveland here as a GPP stack. I think people look at the Cole Reagan's name. If they didn't pay attention to spring training, they're not going to know. 78 degrees there, one of the warmest ones on the slate, wind blowing out 12 miles per hour. Sign me up for offense in this game. So Ramirez, Noel, Santana maybe rounds back and forth. Lane Thomas, I definitely Arias, if you want to stretch it down to like shortstop, was fine. On the other side, Kansas City, Bibee had a good spring training, 188 ERA. Strikeouts were a little bit down. Casey's been kind of patient at the plate here. They got India from Cincinnati. Witt's there. Pascatino should be back and healthy. Perez, Mason Massey. Renfro's more of a righty or lefty specialist, so I don't know if I go there. But Isbell at the bottom of the line, if you want to do wrap on, has some speed. A lot of great bats here. Love Kansas City also. Like really like this game. Probably in a GPP stack for offense. Angels and White Sox. So you have Kikuchi coming over from Toronto and Sean Burke. Burke wasn't bad, 6.7 ERA on 9 earned runs. He just didn't have like strikeouts, and I just think it's like Chicago, so it just they kind of left him out there longer than they should have in spring training. But I think that Angels are definitely going to be everybody's like number one offense against this young pitcher here. It's in not Great American Small Park, but it's in Chicago, where wind is a huge factor. Wind is blowing in, so it should help the pitchers a little bit. But I think the Angels are great with a contact team. The Angels were a team that I played every single day last year. And if you watch these shows, I do a combination of two teams and play them every single day throughout the season. I don't know who it's going to be this year. I'll get that out in a couple weeks. I'm going to experiment with a couple teams. I'll find out which positions match the best with and getting me decent pitchers and stuff. But I think the Angels are definitely still on my list. Going back to 2017 when I first did it, where they won me like thousands of dollars playing Angels in Cleveland every single slate. It was and just a dollar. Like I had several like takedowns. It was a pretty good um, combination there. So love the Angels today. Kikuchi, I think, is going to be everybody's SP2 by default. I've got another guy that I want you to consider as pivot off of him, but I think that he's definitely in a decent form here. 3 ERA, only 4 earned runs, 16 strikeouts. So K's definitely there. White Sox definitely have K's in this lineup. It's almost a combination of a couple like major league guys that are like trapped in hell. And sorry, Matt, no, I know it's your favorite team, and hopefully you still keep watching the video after this. But uh, maybe they have potential. Everybody's team has potential on opening day, so maybe it'll be shocked. Maybe it'll be like the Detroit Tigers last year, just put it all together and have an amazing run and make the playoffs. We'll see. But anyways, love the Angels here. Ward, Chanel, Trout is back and healthy. Solera comes over from the Giants. Hopi before he got injured last year, which is absolutely mashing. Perform against lefties, but I'm okay in this matchup here. Tim Anderson, kind of a revenge game. He was the White Sox forever. I don't know if there's much tread left on that tire there. And Renfroe, don't forget him deep in the lineup. Like he is an amazing player that can do many things. Five-tool player, very underrated, I believe. And White Sox, good luck figuring out who you want. Probably Kikuchi is going to be popular. So Slater, I don't know if he's like gets platooned. I thought he was still on the Giants. I forgot about that. Sorry. Uh, Roberts Vaughn, Vargas from the Dodgers. Very disappointing last year coming over. I thought he had a lot of potential, but I think it might still be there. So someone to keep an eye on. Michael Taylor, 2-3, a lot of speed there. So we'll have to see what shakes out there. Mets and Houston, Clay Holmes and Valdez. Holmes had a great preseason or spring training. 0.93 ERA, only gave up 2 runs in 5 starts. The K's were there. And Houston has been striking out a lot. Bregman's out of the lineup. Turner's out of the lineup. It's not as good as a lineup as they've had in the past, and it's not as patient lineup in the past. So you can definitely target with pitchers. I like Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes is the pivot off of Kikuchi. I think that people are going to look at the matchup with Houston and be scared off of him. He was a relief pitcher last year, but then moved into a starting role. He was with the there's just not wasn't room in the Yankees rotation. I think to get him out there. I think he made some starts last year. But anyways, I think people are going to overlook him. Everybody's going to gravitate to Kikuchi. You can save $900 here if you need the salary for bats. And I really like playing Clay Holmes. And I think that he's going to be kind of overlooked here. Valdez on the other side. Not a bad spring. Strikeouts weren't there. Mets have been pretty patient. So I think that you can definitely take some Mets. Juan Soto coming to the lineup. Length is a little bit lefty on lefty. He hits lefties okay. Lindor cold to start out there. So you maybe leave him out of your stack if you want to and just start with Soto, Alonso, Vientos, Martes. Um, Marte, not Wednesday. Martes is Tuesday in Spanish. Um, and then Sirius and Speed. Like I don't know if like Acuna is actually brother is playing for the Mets. If you want to do a wraparound, do like 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I'm good with that. And Houston, I don't know. Altuve's still there. Paredes coming over from Tampa Bay. Alvarez is still there. I think he's overpriced until he shows us some stuff. I'm not paying 5, 6 until I see he's like heating up. Christian Walker, didn't have much of a spring training. So coming over from Arizona, only had like 2 or 3 games, so he's a little bit rusty there. And Cam Smith had an amazing spring training. He's a rookie to keep your eye on. Just remember that name. Lower in the lineup there against a righty, against a lefty, I'd definitely consider him. Okay, final game on the slate here. The first one that has going to have weather. Only 50% chance, I think, and it gets like lower and lower as the game goes on. So maybe a delay here. I wouldn't kind of write it off, but 66 degrees, wind blowing out in St. Louis. Uh, Sonny Gray, even worse spring training than Cole Reagan's 12.56 ERA, 20 earned runs. Like the strikeouts are kind of there too, but just bad, 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 bad. 8 home runs, definitely something going on. Okay, maybe he was experimenting. Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe this is fake news. I don't know. But I'm going to be playing some Minnesota Twins here. And I don't believe, and if you're betting a 3.75 total is just egregiously low based on how bad Sonny Gray has been as a pitcher, and the St. Louis bullpen's not great either. So, and some power here. So give me some Wallner leading off, Correa, Buxton back and healthy, Larnish, Miranda, definitely. Even Julian will probably maybe start at on the bottom of the lineup and do a wraparound there. That guy bouncing up and down, but like when he's up in the middle in major leagues, he's been good. When he's sent down, he's done well in the minors. He just can't keep it together. But maybe this is the season. And then on the St. Louis side, it's like Pablo Lopez, 6.64 or 2 ERA, 13 earned runs kind of struggle there too. The K's were there, but again, he between Reagan's Green, Lopez, and Sonny Gray, we've got some problems. So this is another one that people might look at and if especially if there's going to be a delay or something, and just kind of get scared and go off, and you can make some money here. Play the Twins, play St. Louis. Newbar had a good season. Wilson Contreras had an amazing spring training. Donovan was okay. Arenado's okay. Burleson, Pereira's a decent catcher. Jordan Walker, hopefully this is the year. Like he was such a touted rookie when Volpe came out, and they both kind of like faded out. Last year he spent a lot of the year in the minors. Now this year's year three. Maybe this is the year. Looked good in spring training. Not great, good. Victor Scott on the bottom, if you want to like a speedster that like can make contact, has a little bit of power, kind of like a secret weapon and a wraparound. He's fine. I wouldn't play Win. Win is the same thing, has some power, contact hitter, blazing fast speed, but he looked really bad in spring training. I think his like batting average was below 200. So kind of wait on Win, but Victor Scott definitely, if you want to do wraparound, Newtbar, Contreras, Donovan, and then probably Arenado. And that's good for St. Louis. Okay, so that's what we got for the breakdown. Let me get you to my course quick, and I'll get you on your way for your day. Nope, that is my stats for spring training. Okay, so here are the cores. I'm going to take skeins, and this should say crochet. I'm probably not going to spell it right, so I'm going to look it up quick for my cash picture. And then Kikuchi, but I'm also saying don't sleep on homes here in cash if you don't play GPP. And then I'm going to go Angels, and I'm going to go Phillies. So Chanel, Bomb, Turner, and Trout all should have the splits, and well, Trout won't, but Trout's Trout. And I think that they have really good matchup there, and I would fill in with one-offs or continue stacking the Angels and the Phillies. And then on the other side, give me Wheeler and Holmes here. And then I'm going to stack that game out in Kansas City there with the wind blowing out and the warm temperatures. And give me India, give me J Round, give me Noel, give me Thomas. I'm going to finish it off with this gives you enough salary playing Holmes to be able to get Witt in there at shortstop. So continue on with Kansas City and Cleveland to build your stack. If you need to throw one off in there, that's fine. Sometimes you come to a position where you want to stack two teams and the position don't work, then just take the best guy available of that. And that's how we're going to play it. So again, FanDuel, I said play the Yankees here. And kind of liked I forget who I had for GPP. I think in cash I had Boston, the Yankees, and in GPP I had same here as like Philly and Los Angeles. That's what I got for you. If you have any questions, put them in the chat below. Who made my Road 31 on Twitter/X. If you want more information on FSi DFS, like I said, go into the description of the video and you can get to the link to our website to sign up for our packages. We do NASCAR, we do soccer is our flagship. Charlie is amazing. With that covers every slate, everything there. PGA, NHL, NBA with Keats. NASCAR with me on weekends. So sorry if I forgot anything, but we've got amazing program, cheap prices. very inexpensive. We want to help you out and help you stay in the game while keeping the lights on and keeping our business running. So thanks for watching. Good luck in your contest. I will see if I can get a video out tomorrow. A lot of NASCAR stuff coming up for that. But if not, I'll try to return on Monday. So good luck. Hope you enjoy the beginning of the season, and I'll see you next time.